Hello. I'm doing this video because someone on the N-Scale page that I'm on Facebook asked if I could do one on how I do my trees. Now, I'm no expert. This is just how I do my trees, nice and quick and easy. I'm not modelling a particular area. I'm very much freelance, so I'm doing what I like and what I think looks good. So I'm not typical to any area. Alright, so my trees I make out of wire and rope with a bit of spray paint and some woodland scenic turf. So I get this 1.6mm wire from Bunnings and I cut it into a length about 12 inches and fold it over, and then I bite that down into my vice grips. So here's one I've prepared earlier. Set that like that. I then get my hessian rope and I cut that down into about inch long pieces like this, and then I unravel them and they come apart, and eventually you just end up with the fibres, which is what I have here. Right. So then I'll bring this over a bit closer for this bit. I just get my fibres and I just slot them down through there. Now, as I said on that video, on the comment to the man who asked for the video, this is a pretty common method, I'm pretty sure, and some mobs actually sell jigs that you can use to do it all in, and it's a bit of over engineering if you ask me. Okay, so just keep feeding in my fibres. Now, some people say that when they cut these fibres up they leave them to soak, or they do all sorts of stuff to try and straighten them. I really don't even bother with that. I just put them straight in. I use my hands a little bit to tease them and straighten them out as much as I can, but I don't get carried away. Righto. So that should be about enough. For this next section, I'm just going to drop that down onto the vice grips down on my lower bench. So I then just get my cordless drill and I bite that into the end, put the wire in the ends and tighten it up a little bit and get a slight twist. You can see I've got my fibres there with a slight twist in the wire to give it a bit of purchase. At this stage I then just work on my spacings of my fibres on my branches, but using this method it actually evens it out pretty well itself. I know, I'm happy with that. I reckon I've got about 3.5 inches there. I don't know why I'm talking in inches, but anyway, of fibres, and I now give that a twist holding onto the vice grips. And just as it all starts to get really tight, I ease off the pressure. Now it's easy to overdo that bit and twist it, and then it makes your tree horrible, and I've done quite a few like that. So, but now I just nick that off there, and this little loop at the top, I nick that off. And the latest thing I'm doing to hide that sort of wire bit at the top, I just actually grab the top of the fibres, give it a twist, and it just adds enough, and then I loosen it off, but it just adds enough that that comes up to the top like that and sort of hides it. I then take off some of my edges just to get it reasonably uniform, but I'm not too worried about things being perfect, and in fact I think I worried too much about that with my earlier trees, and the more I'm just letting them look a bit more messy, the more natural they're looking. I've also got this handy little thing here from when I paint the house, that's for cleaning out brushes, paint brushes. I also use that just a little bit just to tease out the fibres. Alright, so there's that. I'm pretty happy with that. Now at this stage a lot of people spray paint this, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm using Rust-Oleum Satin Espresso. There you go. I'm just going to go over to my little DIY spray booth here and spray this up. Righto. Put that down. So there you have it. Now a lot of people I've seen let it dry at this stage and then put spray adhesive on. I did that originally, but now I've actually just got to the point where I will just put my foliage, or sorry, my blended turf straight onto that and it binds to the paint. So for a lot of my trees I'm just using the sprinkle method, making sure I get some underneath there. Righto. Now get that nice and thick on there, up the top there as well. If I was to say I'm going for a season, it would be late summer, early autumn, so there's a little hint of red and stuff like that. But then I just knock it off on the edge of my tub to get rid of any excess. A few stray rope fibres, I'll get rid of them. And there's my tree. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So in a comment or something I'll add a photo of what all the trees look like. I hope that's helpful. These are cheap as, so about $10 Australian for the wire, about $3 or $5 for the rope, and then, well, you guys know what the price is for the rest of the sort of stuff. Cheers.